Do. Hey, John Marcus. Thank you for starting me off right. Oh, that's good. I have a little break here. I'm going to look for a song. So I'm jealous at all the people. I hear people talking about binge watching. I've been watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I think I'm on my third week of trying to get through it. I don't know how people find time to binge watch stuff. Probably because they don't run a computer game. But I'm nearly through it. Down to the last episode. That was making me think of different older music. And I'm supposed to have Sannio joining me today. We will see if he remembers. Oh, it looks like I've got El Gary on too. Why don't I see a thing? Hold on, let me try that. There you go. Now I'll add that guy.
That guy.
You're not that guy.
This guy.
There's the guy. That's the other guy. I didn't include you in the headlines. I didn't know if you were going to be here or not. Do. Do. All right. John Marcus already started us off right, which means people will suffer. I will withhold the suffering until the end, though. Let's see. And I've got the questions from last time. We could actually answer a few of those. While we wait for people to pile in. Oh, but I should be going somewhere. Oh, did I remember to comb my hair today?
Looks good.
Yeah, looks okay. Looks like I need to get out the clippers again and let Maxine cut my hair. Hey, thank you, Pipester. Thank you, Necronut. And thank you, Skeggy. Oh, yeah, let me check. Here, someone say something.
Something.
Say something.
Test.
Test.
Okay, I think I got it. I think it's good.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm ready for a break. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, heck yeah. I got a little vacay coming up.
Let Mojito cut my hair. Pretty sure he needs an opposing thumb to cut my hair.
Or does he? You shouldn't make that kind of assumption. You should give it a shot.
I think the dog is not even in my room. I think he's abandoned me. Check here. Yep. No dog. No love from dog. It's tough. People just used to assume that I would always have a dog in here with me, but now the family is home. Turns out he may not have liked me best all along. It may have just been that I was the only one home when he was here. Stream hasn't started. I'm going to eat a few snacks. Oh yeah, so we're going to show off the breach.
Sure.
Show off some of the changes that you made to it, not the fight stuff. Oh, and while I'm here, this is the thing, if you saw me talking on Silver Tree stream. I keep wanting to call him Silver Thorn, but which is a Colorado place. That's where my father-in-law was here recently, so it's been in my brain. But anyways, the thing I was talking about, let's see, you can kind of see it there. I think it'll show up on the stream. Yeah, oh, there it was, right there. See it? See it? There it was.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh.
There's like a little white. That looks great.
Yeah.
There's like the white.
White
so that
bar
was
above your head.
This is one of the things he was talking about that he had seen problems with it. It made him turn off. There's just some update logic in our occlusion system. It's a dynamic occlusion system. Just everything in our game is dynamic. So having anything other than a dynamic occlusion system doesn't make any sense. And that meaning that it's figuring out what things are hidden by other stuff on the flies. What an occlusion system means, when I say dynamic, I mean it calculates it on the fly rather than pre-calculating it. But there's some settings apparently I need to go tweak. Need to check, but that is the... You can see if I snap my screen, it's recalculating what things should be drawn, shouldn't be drawn, and it can get some things wrong. And it doesn't get them wrong, it just lags, by a frame, basically. But in some situations, like this situation, like that, you get that white block, and it's really jarring. The thing he was talking about, though, was he was seeing some places where trees were popping on him up close, which I haven't seen that. But I have seen that. That one frame of badness there. Alright, I guess I'll head over to the breach. Oh, and it's time. Alright. Let's see, we just got, I think, Gyro Core. It's like a gyro, right? The food? Not gyro? Maybe it's Gyro Core. It's always tough.
There's no picture of me and Algarion in the live stream.
All the better.
Oh. Rude.
Oh, whoops, I got questions up there. Hold on. There we go. Now you guys are there.
Yay.
We'll even stretch up a little bit. Stretch me down so we can have equal size, equal billing. Perfect. All right, guys. I think we're ready to start here. Greetings, avatars, and welcome to another... I don't even know how many in a row this makes. What do you guys think? Like maybe like 350 or something like that? I just don't even know how many. But we didn't do them for a while there. We weren't doing them weekly. But this is at least a couple hundred we've done here in a row of the Friday live stream where we get together and talk to you guys. And... Oh, that reminds me. I just saw something there. You just put up a radio station forum. I was supposed to plug something for Avatar's Radio. They're having a dance party later tonight, so we need to make sure and plug that.
Okay.
I will do that. I know that was kind of a plug right there, but they probably want some more information. But anyways, whoops, there we go. I always hate that. You move your mouse cursor over something on the toolbar, like over a task, and it like hides everything but that window, that wonderful Windows feature, which of course hides you guys. So when I do that, like, you guys vanish for a second. But anyways, welcome to another Friday stream here. Today we didn't have anything big planned. We did just have a release, so we are all exhausted. It was a 3-week release, which we have those like once a year, right around this time of year at the holiday season. But it leaves us very little time to catch our breath, relax, or anything. So I think we're all ready to catch our breath, and I know at least a few people are going to take some time off next week. My plan is I will be working, but I'm going to work half days, I think. I'm going to get up at my usual 4 a.m. and then just work until 9 a.m. or so when Maxine gets up. So it's my most productive time anyway. So hopefully I'll get some more good stuff done for you guys, and I will be doing... at least a couple patches, getting some things out for you guys leading into Thanksgiving. So let's see, but today I have two people joining me. In case you don't know them, I will let them introduce themselves. Up there, we have, with the beard.
Hello, Rick Elgarian Hart, community manager for Shadow of the Avatar. Also do a lot of admin type stuff, and starting to get a little bit into making decorations, and I do a lot of the store stuff as well.
Yeah, I don't even think you should lead with community manager anymore. You do so many other things now that are so beneficial to the project. That should not be the first line on your resume or whatever. And then next to him,
I'm Keith Quinn, Sannio on the forums, and I do level design, quests. We're in the breach right now. You can see behind our heads in that sort of angle that we have. And what I did was I winterified it, and I do things like that, puzzles. Been doing the past 3 weeks. I've been doing a lot of quest corrections and upgrades. So some oldest quests, like a couple of in Vale quests now have like compass markers and better quest logic and stuff like that. It's kind of what I've been working on lately.
And you just did something secret, which I'm not supposed to talk about. Is there any teaser you want to give? I'll leave it to Elgarion if you want to give a teaser of any sort for the thing.
I thought you were talking to me. I was like,
don't give the teaser there. I don't know how much, if there's anything you can tease at all, even maybe just naming the things that are in it that are cool.
Yeah, I think that let me see if I can find that list. It was in Mattermost, wasn't it? I think we can just not tease the percentages is really the big thing. So if you guys saw the update, there was 2 of the 26, you know those little maps from the original map system, guys, that would be in your inventory, you double click on them and it would bring up a window of the map. And it's a nice little graphic of a map. Well, 2 of them for release, I think 1 patch later were put in. And well, I got the other 24 of them done yesterday and today. And also added them to loot tables, and they're speckled through a whole bunch of loot tables. But what I did is kind of try to make it like a collections type concept where you have to go out and look for them. So like one of the 26 might drop off of melee elves, and I mean all melee elves, low level, high level. One might drop off of dragons. One might drop off of demons. One might drop off of satyr casters or mimic barrels or mimic chests. You know. All different percentages, whatnot, of chance at drop. And I was kind of fair with it, you know, with the grindy stuff and the stuff that's a little more rare where I put the percentage up much higher. But so you kind of go out and seek them all out through the world. Well, a hint is going to be coming your way, even if they do make it into the game before we get the hint thing in. And Sannio today agreed, I'm going to make a book that has like a write-up about this collection that's throughout the world. And there's a particular NPC in the world that if you go speak to it, he'll give you the book and it'll be a guide to go seek out all these items. So hopefully you guys end up liking that.
Sweet. I didn't know how much of that was secret, which is why I was passing it off to you.
Okay.
But yeah, those are
just the percentages, I think, are, you know.
And then again,
the overview is we want everyone to know about. There are these frame paintings now. You can go find them. With the specifics of where you find them, it's up to you to determine.
And I forgot to mention, we have started doing, for those who haven't watched this in a while, we've started doing when a hype train comes up, every level we complete is an extra round of prizing. I've been nicer, Elgarion, since you haven't been on the stream and I don't have to have you looking at me evil for delivering prizes or whatever. But we've got other people to deliver prizes now, so it's even better for you. I've been more generous with them.
Yes.
So anyways, I think level 2 is kind of the sweet spot. They usually push it to like level 2 and then stop there. So
Get someone behind you there in the breach.
Oh no, I think I was going to say I heard something, but it was I think my filter sucked in a little air somehow, spitting out the air. But I see I have a Rinaldi here in front of me. So this is a scene we added last time. We've shown it a few times already. Not too much to show new in terms of playable stuff. There were a few tweaks made here and there. Probably one of the big things is the changes to Mesmerize, the Bard Mesmerize especially, to fix it so you can't just go in and do silly stuff, you know, mez everybody in the boss fight while you kill one guy. There's actually resist chance now. That was actually, turns out I did have resist chance in there, but there was a bug that was preventing it from ever happening for that type of AE type effect. But anyways, that hasn't changed that much, although I'm sure that will make it a much more challenging fight. I'll be interested to see if anybody does it with 2 people. That had been the lowest number they'd done it before. I don't think anyone had soloed it yet.
Well, let me also mention that you can actually get into the scene now. Anyone can get into the scene. You don't need to have a buddy who's already been in there. If you go to Mistrender, there's 3 islands. Go to the Eastern Island, the one that's all snow, and it's on the western, southwestern, along the shore. You can go find the entrance. I had the entry point a little bit offset, but I think everything's caught up now. So I think if you find the decorations and the banner overhead for the breach, I think you can go in there right now, and then you'll check out the scene that Chris is in.
But anyway, so the thing that changed is, as Sannio mentioned, he does a lot of polish in making stuff. He makes my stuff look good is usually the easiest way to describe it. But he made a pass on to make the ground, match up more with things. Did some cleanup. I know that List also did some cleanup in here, and he did some battlefield polish work. But really just gave it a much different look than what it had previously.
Yeah, the big points that I did were, obviously there's a lot of snow and everything. I took out a lot of the greenery, swapped out some of the trees, so there's more of the snow-covered pine trees or dead trees. There was a bridge before, so I made some landscape changes to make it match up a little bit better with where it is in the world, in the overworld. So it kind of matches up with loosely with the shoreline and the rocks next to it, and then or the mountains next to it. There used to be a bridge over a river. That bridge is now a dock, and there was a scrappy little dock to the get my compass stretched right. So the bridge was to the south, and the original dock was to the west. So now the bridge to the south is the dock, and the dock to the west is now a bigger dock. There's like these big fortified walls that make it up. I also did. I didn't mess with Chris's wave battle. He's got some special stuff going on. I didn't want to mess with it. And I left like kobolds all around. But I did put in, as someone put in the chat, there's a chance for these mimics. So as you're running around, I like to randomize this gimmick. So you might see treasure chests, which can give you reasonable rewards. Nothing super awesome, but pretty good. It could be a chest, or it could be a mimic, or it could be just exploding chest, just goes boom right in your face. So you'll see a handful of those scattered around the world, around the scene. I mean, the original scene that this was copied from had some things like black pearl and which are now this clay. I had some granite resources. We have some like improved versions of. You guys may not notice this, but we have some improved versions of trees and stuff. So I swapped in the better versions of those, the tier 15 versions. Yeah, I think that's the big stuff. Travis went in and he did some additional little tweaks. Travis is also known as Liz Rostov. He did some additional tweaks on terrain. I got rid of some of the clutter on the ground. Cleaned up some of the lights. There were like too many lights. Sometimes there's a problem. You have too many lights and they overlaps. That can affect performance. So we sort of went in and did a super quick performance fast. There's a boat to Novia right in front of Chris. This is like an unlockable dock too. So if you come to this dock, it's a place you can actually enter from the overworld. Did I say boat to Novia? Boat to Mistrender. What else? Yeah, those are the things that help.
No, it looks great. It feels very different than what it felt like before. I mean, it didn't feel horrible before, but it was very similar to the other map, despite all the cleanup and map work I did on it.
Yeah, I did a lot more than I expected. It's not a full rework of the whole scene, but it's a pretty good one. I started getting into it. I was pretty excited about where I was placing it in the world, and I wanted to make sure that there was a visual connection between, so if I'm putting it in a snowy area of the world, I didn't want it to look like a nice arid or temperate thing, so I wanted to sort of match up. So that was the first part, I gotta put some snow in there. And I was like, well, where am I putting the world? I'm putting on shoreline. I gotta make sure that sort of matches up, and I started just kept going. It took a couple of days, so.
Worth it. Looks great. Now that we are done, oh wait, the hype train is still going. I think we're going to stall here without finishing level 2, so we'll get one
It's a
extra.
subtle thing I did, by the way. Very subtle. In your area with the fire boss, there's less snow in the area that is sort of meanders.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's the kind of quality work you get from me.
I'm going to go ahead and start thanking people here now that looks like things have slowed down a little bit. Again, thank you, John Marcus, for letting me sing. For those who missed it, he gave 1337 bits at the start. So I know you were all thinking, like, should I be the one to give 1337 bits? Because I really want to hear Chris sing. You don't have to worry about it. Marcus took care of that for you there. But thank you, Blazegar Sink and Babonzai, Shadow Vice, Darton Obscuro, The Graceful Bard. I love seeing you here, Graceful Bard. Mandalar, thank you. Oh, and thank you again, I just saw come up. Red Hammers, Treasure Pile, Skeggy Media, Blazegar Sink again, Red Hammers, The Vooch, Waxman, Aob Neal, The Real Black Axe, another name I love seeing that I've seen for a long time. Sean Paxlair, Dr. Himbrand. Oh, that's a newer name. I haven't seen that many times. Love seeing that too. A Eurocore, John Marcus again, Dark and Obscuro, Grumpy Crab Navir, Mandalar, Vulcan Jedi, and Red Hammers. You guys are awesome. But I don't think we're going to finish level 2. That's okay though. One extra. We'll do them at 15, which is now at 30 and 45. Good job, guys. Let's see. So anyway, so that's there hasn't been that many changes in here. There's still some more loot that's going to be going into this. I think you guys saw that there was a bug that fortunately only like a couple had dropped in the entire game on the belt that was in here. The belt of the dedicated. But a few loot tweaks, but there's going to be some more loot going in. Again, we got Elgarion making some great loot to scatter out there that's, deco loot, basically. But also collectible type of stuff, so very cool. This release, I think most people knew this release was primarily a bug-fixing one. We got a bunch of bugs fixed, obviously not all of them. The one, there's a couple of big bugs left that I'm working on right now. One is the mounts not looking right to other people when you mount and dismount. And as they've called it, we've added centaurs to the game, is what I've seen people saying. But no, there's not centaurs in the game. There's actually just a bug with other people that we hadn't seen. But I will be trying to get to that over the Christmas break. I know that is ugly, and especially the new players coming into the game, looking not great. But that one I'm also still working on the performance with the UI stuff. I actually have some logic going in. I want Wizard Smoke to look over it. Hopefully I can get him to do that here pretty quick. But that'll be UI performance again. That's the thing that right now is tops on my list in terms of most annoying to me. But tons and tons of bug fixes for this release, and we're probably going to be doing mostly the same going forward. Thank you, Cleo Dude. I think I got a request from you to be on a stream. Did I get a request from him?
No, that was Iwacko.
Oh, Iwacko. I need to be on Iwacko stream. I haven't seen him on my feed here, but I will probably be on there. Sorry, got you guys mixed up. You can have me on your stream if you want, Cleo Dude. I'll be on there. But let's see. We got a bunch of updates, but we're going to save those for the end in terms of, did we have a fishing contest?
You got the information?
Yeah, why don't you do that now, and I'll go get the prizing going.
Okay.
And then I will throw up some questions for us. We'll do it out of order. I know we normally save that for the end.
Okay, so this week's fishing tourney, guys, this past week, of course, ended noon today on Friday, took place in Lane, Valor and Falling Waters Fortress for the PvP objectives. The PvP objective was in Pallada Shardfall, and the lava location was Oracle Colossus. Let's see who the winners were this week. Once I find it. Alrighty. So for POTs, this person's going to win a Player on Town rollout deed, no trade, and a large gold fishing trophy. It was fished out of Lane, measuring in at 2.738 ambiguous units. A sturgeon, fished out by Delane Lachlan. Congratulations, Delane. And then for a large silver fishing trophy and 2 chained obsidian shard 3-packs, fished out of Palladish Shardfall, measuring at 1.988 ambiguous units, a king salmon. That master angler was Emery Watson. Congratulations. And for a large bronze fishing trophy and a fishing rod of prosperity, and I keep meaning to switch up that prize for you guys to make it a little different. A lot of people have those by now. This was fished out of Oracle Colossus, measuring at 7.081 ambiguous units, a Dunkleosteus. There we go. That's probably a little better. And that was fished by Robert Frost. Congratulations, one of our renowned fishermen. And of course, I'll get all the we'll get all those fishing trophies out here shortly, and then all the participation trophies out sometime probably around Monday.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and read off the list here, just get these out of the way. This is for the first round of prizing, and then we can jump into some questions. I just pasted some of the ones up for you guys, but may not be any you guys can necessarily address. But first up, we have Wood Duck Decoration Pet goes to the GOAT, the one and only, Tom Brady. Congratulations, Tom Brady. Didn't know you were a fan of the game. Bonnet Top Grandfather Clock goes to a Potty Dragonfire. By the way, I hate Tom Brady. Just so you know, I'm a Cowboys fan, but he is still the GOAT. I can still hate him and still admit that he's the GOAT. This is in case Undone is watching the stream. He was a huge Tom Brady's fan. He was a big Patriots fan. Now he hates Tom Brady. But anyways, Sphinx Bookend Statues goes to Buckaroo Banzai. Great movie. Ornate Cornucopia 2015 goes to Eve Midnight, and Epic Fall White Birch Tree goes to Castor McFly. Oh, you'll get yours, Castor McFly. All right, I got some questions up there for you, but I didn't notice if any of them were answerable by you. It looks like I just got 4 more, so let me throw those guys up for you, too. Bam. But yeah, I'm trying to think big stuff that may be coming for this next release. I saw that Travis just posted that he has the... Oh, what's the city called? Oh, man, I can't remember the name of his map. Well of Alder submitted.
There you go.
That obviously needs some love by a few other people. Sannio will go sprinkle his magic dust on it, I'm sure. I expect I will need to sprinkle some magic dust. And maybe our new loot master up there, Elgarion, can figure out some cool loot to go in there along with me.
Yeah, I'll try to think of something. Definitely.
Yeah.
Travis, I guess, checked in a big change today. I haven't seen it. He's got a bunch of islands that are important for some of my quest and travel gimmicks that I have. There'll be a special... what I call a greeter character at the start. He'll give you some backstory and then some simple repeatable quests. Eventually he'll probably give you some bigger deal quests, but kind of like some of the scenes so far, like Spindleskog does that character right at the start who just gives you just a lowdown on what the area is like and then some basic things you can do that relate to the areas. And so we'll have something similar going on with the Well of Alder.
I had a question that was really important that I wanted to answer. Here's one for Elgarion. Whose bright idea was it to include ashen heartwood for the map frame recipe?
Oh,
I read it like
goodness.
I imagine him saying it, by the way. That's from Ormanger.
Well, I just remember the time frame when I had ashen heartwood all over my vendors and not a single lick of it would sell. So, so I'm thinking, well, and I always farmed reapers all the time, and it drops from reapers pretty regularly. That was actually my favorite thing to farm.
So you're saying this
yeah.
is your new side gig, is so you could finally sell some of that wood. You decided to put it into recipes so it gets
there you
consumed
go.
by
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm trying to use up my resources essentially. But in any case, it's a kind of a one-time craft. You know, a lot of people are going to make the collection one time and then not craft it again.
Yeah.
So it won't be a constant like drain on that pool of resources, like say, you know, something that you're constantly putting into a consumable or something like that. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm wording that word in sense, but yeah, it's just a for decoration recipe.
Let's see. I still don't remember what the really important one I was going to answer was. I think I threw some more up there for you guys.
Is it about well older?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It was a really good one that I needed to answer. But anyways, I'll go on to the next one there. Baragon asked, why does blonde do nothing against shadow creatures? He later corrected and put in again, why does blind do nothing against shadow creatures? I had actually figured that out. I'm not sure what that means that it doesn't. I was just looking at the skill. There's nothing, you know, to exclude shadow creatures. I'm not sure why it would not do anything against them. Do you guys... I mean, it should just be a sun magic, and I thought they were actually vulnerable to sun magic. Are they not vulnerable to sun magic? Crickets. Crickets. But anyways,
shadows
the debuffs are 0, says Baragon. Well, yeah, so that may be... Let me go look at the math here for it. It's supposed to be... They should be getting a 0. Here, I'll just paste it over there. Hold on, wait for it. It's totally worth it. Whenever I step away, there you go. That's what the math is supposed to be. 0 minus skill level divided by 3 minus 10 times your negative attunement modifier. So your negative attunement modifier will never go all the way to 0, so I don't see any way that could be 0. So that one baffles me. I'm surprised to hear that. Because there's nothing in the math about it to make that seem like it would do that. And yeah, 10 seconds, there's nothing that really cancels it short. So yeah, that's very surprising. Let's see. Ooh, I know what I was going to ask you that was a good question. I had a question come up on the stream I did yesterday with Silver Tree Consortium, and did an hour plus on his stream, but they were asking about the conversationalist dragon version.
Oh yeah.
So is that in now? I think they were having trouble finding it or something.
Well, I got the game up. They're all in.
Okay.
Under recently added, and they also should be under adventure design, under custom characters. Right? Yeah, those are story
in-game
dragons. And they all came in on release day.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that was one. I know we were staggering some stuff out, and I didn't know if you were saving that for a Thanksgiving Day surprise or something like that, but good to know. Yeah, I thought those were kind of cool ideas too. And again, that's the type of stuff we have people... Is that Hero?
Yeah.
Hi, Hero!
I'll mute myself. He's not even next to me.
Oh.
He's kind of far away.
But that is the type of stuff I think people who pay attention and stuff, that is the type of stuff we like to sell, are the visual variations on things. You know, it has the same functionality. And we also, did make it into the patch notes that we doubled the amount of text that can go into the store guys. I did not check over the patch notes. Rick, do you know if that made it into any patch notes? But I think those guys are up to 20,000 character dialogue.
Yes, we did put it into the release notes.
Sweet. Yeah, Pardon me, release notes, not patch notes.
Dragon mentioned, made me think of, there's a dragon that sometimes spawns in the breach here. He was sometimes spawning inside like a tight building that couldn't really move around in. So that was something I picked. So if anyone sees a dragon now, he should be like out in the open.
That was actually one that I'd forgotten that was in there. I think that was in the original one as a rare spawn, and I just didn't remove it from the spawn table, so I'm surprised he was spawning in things.
Oh, was that in the original? I'll go back to the original then.
But it was funny because I think the first day I had this scene live on QA, of course we got a bunch of people Tazar and a few other people in there, the Lancer mains and some other people helping him out. But she messaged me late at night saying, "We got him, we killed him, yeah." And then they were and I was talking to him, and it's like, "Yeah, that was a pretty tough dragon, but we got him." It's like, "Oh no, that's not the boss." You just got a random rare spawn that they thought that was the boss that was in there. So let's see. Treasure Pile has a good question here. Let me see. Let me paste this over.
Related to the dragon, by the way, before we leave the dragon, Rinaldi asks, thanks for the dragon fix, Sannio. Does the clockwork drop a black clockwork dragon head now? I don't think so. But does it?
Yeah, we could make that's the type of stuff that I'm sure Elgarian could probably cook up
nice.
if he heard about it and thought it was cool.
A black clockwork dragon?
Yeah.
Well, does it drop a head at all?
For it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because we have
manage that.
Those things. There's a special model that's just for the head version of it, because originally we were like just hiding the body or whatever when this thing were originally made.
I remember that.
But it was like all expensive and costly, and and sometimes sticking through walls when we'd forget to actually turn it off. But anyways, that one's, it should be a head, but you should be able to take just the texture or the material and do a material swap on the mounted head version on the wall without much work. So just again throwing it out there. It seems players want it. Here's one that I'll answer just because there was another one that came up just recently. Treasure Pile asking, who's the numbskull that forgot to clip the goose's pet's wings to prevent it from flying away? That was being talked about madly on chat. We're waiting for a bug fix on that one. Again, we've got kind of sporadic coverage here for the next probably 6 weeks now.
The report that I liked was someone said that we put too much helium in the white goose.
Nice.
And then there was a video showing the goose just going up and up and up. It's being worked on, though. The goose is being worked on.
We will fix the goose. Crossfire Bugs Eye asks, can we get dead bodies as deco items for our dungeons and towns? We don't have dead bodies? That surprises me. I would think we'd just sell like a dead body kit.
Yeah, and I was thinking, too, that they could be like public access chests so people can put stuff on it for their quests and stuff like that.
So we have skeletons, right?
Man, you're ahead of the curve there. Yes, I think we have skeletons that are set up that you can do for Halloween stuff, but
yeah, those aren't
not dead
chests,
bodies.
though.
Yeah, but they aren't chests. But yeah, totally. And also while we're talking about that, Elgarian, for extra credit, I'll throw out that there's a version of the body that is already out there. Mm-hmm. That I think you see it. It's in a few scenes. It's in many of the starter scenes, but it's the body that you can go up to it and loot it. And when you loot it, it does like the you lift it up whatever animation.
It has a little flinch.
Yeah, so making that you open the chest as it does the the body back thing. So
oh yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, so
there's actually two types: 2 commoners, 2 guards, a couple other types. It might be like an elf.
I'll look for them.
Yep.
Let me write
Kobold. Might be kobold too. Sometimes some of the older world builders would fake it sometimes. So I kind of forget sometimes what the real ones are and what the kit bash ones are.
All right. If you guys got any questions you can answer, I'm going to run the parisoning again. Let me make sure that kicks off. It is kicking off. Perfect.
Yeah, there was a
questions all end up being about decorations and skills. Not so much for the level designer and quest guy.
Buckaroo Banzai asked, and I know you mentioned his name earlier. I don't think you said this question though about the seasonal deco, making it POT placeable. I've especially this last release. If you look at the notes, how many hundreds and hundreds of things got adjusted for being able to be put on a wall, a vertical surface of another deco, like a wall or a fence or something. But also, I was checking player-owned town placement at the same time. And a lot of those got switched over, things like garland and stuff like that, and wreaths. But it's I was concentrating mostly on wall hung stuff, so I probably missed quite a bit of stuff. So if anybody notices things that can't be placed in Player on Town, you're more than welcome to message me. And it's usually I'll have Unity up, and before I'm done reading your message and replying, I've already fixed it. So yeah, just send me the message.
Here's one, and then one of you two guys will have to volunteer to read the prize bot output for the next prize winners. But here's one that I need to probably Elgarian, you'll probably know best. How about adding some benefits to horse riding if using the riding outfit gear? But isn't the riding outfit gear a store item? Is that a purchase or is that a crafted?
They're old stretch goal items
Okay.
from the old stretch goal add-on store stuff.
Ooh, do we still sell them or are they gone now?
They're on the vault.
They're in the vault? Okay. Well, I would like to put stats on that, but I kind of don't like putting stats on store stuff because as soon as I do that, then now we're, obviously there's some fractional amount of pay to win in any game, but that's one of those putting it on the riding gear outfit. So really what we need to do is we need to get some other gear that you can use that pattern on it. Have some gear that you can make look like riding gear that will give the benefits. So, but good point. And yeah, we have riding outfit, but it does nothing for you. Spoilers, I don't think riding outfit in real life does anything other than make you look cool, so I think it's working as designed. Who's going to read it?
I can do it.
Go.
Got it.
All right. So Olaf McGilligan gets the wood decoration pet. Aoki Provo. Is that Aoki? Is that how you say it? I don't know. But there it is now. You get the bonnet top grandfather clock. Viper gets the Sphinx bookend statues. Alistair gets the ornate cornucopia 2015. And VX gets the epic fall white birch tree. Congratulations, everyone.
Awesome. I see, here's another question there on congratulations to the winners. Joe Zadarik. There's some artifacts like Demon Trident, Epic, Ether Orb, all types, Quiver of Jealousy, and others that can't be enchantable. Can this be fixed, please? Yes, I will go and fix those. I have made passes on those in past releases. I probably haven't done it in a release or two. I think that you mentioned the Epic one. I think there's some that I missed when I moved over to Epic. There's basically a list of stuff I have to add things to. But I will go make another pass on those and definitely hit all the ones you just mentioned on that. And I will try to get, that's one that's safe enough for a patch, so I'll try and get that patched out to you soon. I know it's important to have those things by Thanksgiving Day, so I'll work on it. Let's see. Let me see if I got any more new questions there for you. You guys see any you can take? If not, I'm just going to keep on going.
Keep going.
Let's see. Arca Imp Strike. Can you describe in detail what affects Opportunity Strike's damage? Weapon damage? Does skill level matter? Does stacking it increase damage? Let me go look at those things. I'm trying to remember exactly what Opportunity Strike does. So I had a bug this release that came in from the bug brigade that was for for Riposte. Opportunity Strike, I think, is one that falls into that category. I get my different skills mixed up. Yeah, so Riposte or Opportunity Strike is supposed to be a dodge. When you dodge someone, you will get a bonus to the effect for it. But Riposte was reported as a bug that was not working. I actually went and looked at it, and it was working. The time on it was pretty darn short in terms of how long you had. Riposte is a sword skill that when you use it immediately after a parry, you parry. So you parry someone, and then you use Riposte immediately after that, and it would give some bonus damage and could not be. I think it couldn't be parried, but that didn't match up with the description for it. So I verified that it was actually doing the proper thing that you would expect, where it, if you did it fast enough. But it was too fast for one thing, and I think some people are getting screwed by if you've got a half second of lag or whatever, then that can really screw things up. And then also, it was not bypassing armor, and I think it said it would bypass armor. So now Riposte does a little extra damage as well, significant extra damage if you catch it in time, and it bypasses armor, bypasses parry, bypasses block, and bypasses. I think it'll also bypass a dodge. So that's one that I'm going to keep an eye on. It was not used that heavily. I expect it'll be used more heavily now, so I'll keep an eye on it and see if that was too much. But I did take a pass at that. Now back to the actual one in question. Opportunity Strike is another one that is when somebody attacks you and you dodge them, that you use this immediately after that. And it is, I can tell you the exact thing it does. So if you just do it as a normal attack, any old time, it does base damage, which is what you get from like a normal swing your sword for auto attack. That's melee damage. Does base damage, melee damage times 0.75. So it's actually pretty weak unless you use it at the proper time. Now, if you use it at the proper time, in addition to that, it does, let's see, it has a very good chance that the chance increases if you have Subterfuge Mastery of doing an extra 2x times damage. So again, this is when you want to use it right after you dodge someone. So if you're a big dodger, use it after that. But that will be in addition to the base 2, so it'll do 2.75 times melee damage if you use it immediately after dodge. If you don't use it immediately after dodge, it's actually a little weaker than a normal strike. But again, sometimes I know you guys are really, just looking for buttons to hit that aren't gray, and that's another one that can go in there. But if you're someone who works on dodge stuff or wants to pay attention, really wants to get into the skill play, having that guy loaded up and ready, like a sword guy and that, where you're parrying and dodging and, tapping out whichever one comes up, you can really get some significant damage. And again, that's one of those that I have in there that I feel like I like having things that reward skillful play. And that's one that, although you can trigger it quite frequently just by always having dodge on and, monkey smashing the thing or the keys or whatever, that you'll get it trigger some, but a good player is going to have it trigger more often than not, which is what I really look for, is players who can learn that skill and they understand that when they see the dodge come up, when they see a parry come up, let's see. So Arca, is it increased by strength and stuff? Because it was actually really weak compared to other skills when it was doing 2.75 damage. So it's just doing the normal melee damage. That should be normal damage. Now, I will admit 2.75 compared to a lot of other skills is, honestly, there's some that can do more than that, that do about that much without the extra effort of having to do it right after dodge. So that's probably one that probably at the very least should be harder to block, kind of like the riposte. And it looks like this one can be dodged, parried, and blocked. So it is actually pretty easy for things to defend against it. So let's see, yeah. But yes, I agree. That probably should be turned up a little bit, just because any skill thing like that should be, a lot of skills can do 2x damage. Having one that does 2.75 but requires a significant amount of skill, and if you don't have that, then you get 0.75. It does feel pretty weak. I think it's also pretty quick execution skill, though, so that's good. Actually, it's a 1.5, so it's not that fast. So I think that that one probably does need a little bit of a look. I'll get that on my list. Bam. Did you guys pick out a question yet? You got one? Anybody?
No, but I saw that Rick answered one in the chat that I think would be nice to answer.
Oh, verbally?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So Guevara asked, he bought Episode 2 Access, but doesn't feel that it gets it activated. It's kind of a subtle thing. You would just suddenly be able to enter Episode 2 locations. So like places like Spindleskog, The Breach, Tanglemire, Lord's British's Castle.
Which still needs better look.
And I think Ruins of Utime also.
Yeah, I guess we don't... Do we actually give them a way to see that they have access to those things? I'm trying to remember. I don't think they have a good way to do it, except maybe going to their account page and seeing something there. But I don't think there's a way on your character. That's probably something we should do it. The only way you'd know you don't have it is if you try to go into one of those scenes and it'll tell you can't enter because you don't have Episode 2 access. I keep remembering that because I keep trying to go in on alts to test stuff, and I don't have Episode 2.
Yeah, he's on
maybe a little icon. One shows a 1, next one shows a 2. We'll just keep stacking them next to each other.
Yeah, he's got a follow-up question. So Gavar, go to one of the intercontinental boats on the edge of certain ports. Like I think there's one at Arteris, one at
Erie, Yonaford, Central Brittany,
there you go,
and Norwich.
There you go, Norwich. That's what I'm sure they have.
Kingsport.
And they have a way to get to Mistrander. everybody can go to Mistinger, the continent, for episode 2, and everybody can go into player-owned towns that are on Mistinger for episode 2, but they can't go into the adventure scenes or the story locations for episode 2 on Mistinger without the episode 2 access. So those would be the ones you'd be testing out on that continent. But also put in a ticket at support@portalarian.com if the flag isn't working. We were experiencing a problem with certain store items that didn't add the flag, but TAS has already sorted all that out. But if you think your flag isn't working, just send us a support ticket and I can check.
Yeah, we should do something else too. Like Damon loves doing animations. That's one of the things they were talking about. Is I love the animations he did for the horse riding stuff. But giving like a free emote, to episode 2, and then they also have a way they'll know that they've got an emote. If you can do the emote, then you've got episode 2 access. So
there you go.
That actually relates to a question from Blaze Garceno.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Garceno. Do you take ideas for new emotes, especially dances, or are they fairly rare to make new ones? Should he put the ideas on the forums?
Oh, no. Yeah, we love that. And that's one we keep threatening to have Damon do some more, but also having our old animator do some. I'm trying to remember his in-game name. I know his real name.
Gix?
Gix, sorry. Yeah, all I was thinking of was Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his in-game name.
How could you forget Gix? He's got his own emote.
I know. But anyways, yeah, he threatened to do a few emotes for people. So that's one. The emotes are not that hard for us to add once we get them in there. I think at this point, the only real challenge we run into with emotes is we have so many freaking emotes. It's hard to come up with new emotes that look, that play well. So having new emote ideas would be fabulous. I don't think the well is dry in terms of us coming up with ideas, but it is getting a little tough to come up with a unique one. So.
Hey, on that last prize that just came up, there was a repeat. I'm not sure how you want to handle that one.
What?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do one more, but we'll... Oh. No, I won't say. That'll give away who it is if I say something. Let's see, so there's only one, but I like those other people there.
There we go.
We could just give it away somewhere here in chat. I can do the thing. It's for the big tree, right?
Oh yeah, so we'll just give that one away randomly.
Yeah, we'll do that. Give that one away randomly here in stream. Let's see. Hold on. Let me do this. Big tree. Open giveaway. So now if you do ! raffle, it should enter you into it. Yes, there we go. Radicus was first one. Shadow Vice, Hollyhawk, Ehondis, Raven Swiftbow. Yes, so whoever wins, we'll do this drawing here in a few minutes. This will be for the big tree.
All those entries.
Yeah.
Flooding in.
Yeah, this is one. Just
they only need to do it once, right?
They only need to do it once. You will only get one entry, no matter how many times you do it. Yeah, I haven't looked into the script. That's got to be some. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it's getting 2 entries. Like if you enter it, I shouldn't give you guys ideas for how you get 2 entries because then it'll start causing us problems. I think I might know what's causing it to get 2 entries for people sometimes. So I'll look into it though. But let's see. We've got tons more questions here. We do want to leave a little room at the end so I can do my usual emphasis on being safe and all that jazz. Hey, Hero. Eileen Dragonfire says, thank you for the alcohol fix. Yeah, this, again, as I mentioned, this was trying to go back and hit. A lot of times we have like some big bugs, and obviously we try and hit those and just like kill the really bad stuff. Like mount stuff that we have going on right now is one that needs to have that happen to it. But we tend to pass over a lot of bugs that are like the little bugs because it's like, that's kind of small, it's not that big. But then they pile up and we get like, when you get 200 like little bugs that are people's pet peeves, and that starts wearing down on people. And, for every guy who says something annoys them, there's 10 people probably that, 10 more or 100 more that are annoyed by it that just haven't said anything. But yeah, hitting the alcohol fix was one of those things. I'm going to continue working on that. The Bug Brigade guys have done an amazing job. Ravlox has done a great job with that, getting those things in. So we have a good list to go off of. So we will be getting more and more of those types, like annoying but not really blocking fixes. Let's see.
So I got a question here.
Go ahead.
It's oops, it moved. 1 second. All right, so salvaging the Zenbo, and this is coming from Pyfister. Salvaging the Zenbo will give a pattern, if I understand the notes correctly. No idea why anyone would salvage it instead of upgrading it, but if you added a small stats, etc., then it would carry over to the bow, maybe then it would be worth it. But so the reason patterns got added to, let's see, it was the Halberd of the Sun, the Zenbo, the Penetrator, the Shard of Night, and I actually did touch-ups on, and it may have already been working, but it just didn't look like it would have been, is the Demon Trident. Didn't look like it was given a pattern, but it might have been. But I went ahead and made it look like the other ones just in case. My goal was to go through all the artifacts that basically aren't rings, belts, or necklaces, because there's no 3D representation of those, and make sure you could extract a pattern if it looked cool. And I thought it would take me all a month because I was going through artifact by artifact by artifact, and I was like, well, that's ugly, that's ugly, that's ugly. It's just mundane stuff. And I only came up with those 4. And that's just kind of what I got out of the artifacts, is those 4 looks. One thing I did learn, how to get some patterns out of those things. But ultimately, what's going to take me, the next endeavor, which I'll probably start after I get back from vacation, the week of, is making sure all artifacts can accept patterns. And that'll probably, you guys will get a lot more use out of that. But also somebody pointed out the Halberd of the Sun's a really close copy of, not quite close, because one of the Vile Weapons, it's kind of bluish, but it still has the same symbol on it. Well, I'll try to make the Halberd of the Sun look slightly different. I'll take that Kabbalah symbol off and put like a yellow gemstone on it maybe, and then make the purple swirlies, make them yellow swirlies. I don't know, something like that. Make it a little bit different. So, but anyway, for the most part, artifacts accepting patterns will be a thing. And then also, Chris said I could go to, because I'm not an artist by any means. I'm learning some stuff, but I can't start from scratch a lot. I'll be also looking on the asset store, like, oh, there's a cool looking sword, and see if it gets approved to be put in the game to be one of our artifact models too, because we have a lot of mundane looking ones that could be switched up too. So
I too am not an artist. I know that shocks you. Let me do, it is 4:50. Let me do the raffle drawing here. You guys ready? All right. I always do, when I would do this on my stream, I always throw my hands up in the air so they know I'm doing one thing there. Hey, thank you very much, Pipester. Man, 1,000 bits. There we go. Did it draw something? Did it announce? The real Black Axe. Oh, it looks like Coswald entered right after. He doesn't need any goodies. He gets lots of goodies.
And we need your in-game character name, the real Black Axe. Please put that in the chat.
Coswald, in case you missed last week's Friday stream, was the one person who had killed the boss in the breach with just 2 people. So we'll see if they can do it now with the recent changes. That may be the only one that goes on record is doing it with 2. All right, let's see. Dark and Obscuros, can we get a skill that lets us get on the horse faster? Ooh. Didn't think it was that long, but yeah, that's just so people know some of the stuff I'm planning on working on for polish for the horse stuff. Again, we know we have the one nasty visual bug, the centaur bug, but the other stuff I'm working on is we basically, getting on the horse, we turn like, you can't do anything on the horse. That was kind of just blanket cover everything because we knew there's going to be, lots of bugs come up with that if we let it. But I'm going to be going back and trying to see what things we can let you do on the horse that do not cause significant visual problems. And anything we can let you do on the horse that won't cause problems, we're going to let you do. So I think some of that is wanting to get on the horse, and I mentioned that part of it because I'm sure some of wanting to get on the horse is faster, is right now you have to get off the horse a lot. So probably if we made it so you didn't have to get off the horse quite as much, then it would probably be better. I'm sure that's people jumping off the horse to cast various spells or talk to vendors or whatever. So That's the goal, is to make it so you can do some of those things while you're on the horse, so you don't have to constantly get off. And that will be coming soon. And U235 Sentinel called out, I do still have the dream of having the jousting on there. Although everybody on the team shakes their head and avoids eye contact with me when I say that. But I still want to see it happen. And I don't think it's going to be that hard using the existing systems. So there. Let's see. Hold on, I got a few more questions coming in there. Did you guys see any in the ones I've thrown up yet?
None for me still.
Let's see, let me copy. These are both ones for me to answer. So let me just go ahead and answer some of these guys, and I do have a bunch more up there that I think I can answer as well, but I'll answer this one because it's one that's been around for a while that I looked at just recently as we're sitting here doing bug fixing, which is 4DDR0X. Maybe it's supposed to be Adrox in late speak. Can we fix the mining gems meticulous collection experience points? Or is it working as intended and not given? It is not working as intended. I still have not seen where that's happening. I do have a bug showing where. I've looked at all the pre-ones, so I think someone had to have gone into a scene and basically broken what we call prefabs, which are, you basically here's the mining node, and all you do is you drop this sucker in there. And I think someone must have gone in and broken a bunch of specific nodes in a few scenes, and then duplicated those things so they don't have them on there. So that's one I'm going to have to go and fix. But I do have a list of scenes where people have reported it, and I know that's been around for a while. But that is kind of one of those, annoying but not super annoying type things that we're trying to fix in these polish releases. So I will try to get to that thing. Let's see.
Speed of crystals, I put some small white crystals in the area near the Earth Elemental in the breach.
Belladonna Rose wants to know, when will the other NPCs go into episode 2? The pirate-like one I am waiting on. Blood Bay's not good enough for you? You don't like the Blood Bay? We'll probably get to some towns. Towns are generally the longest ones, and they're the ones we're going to put off till the last because they involve a lot of story stuff and quest stuff, and they're a lot of work in terms of, filling them with things, because you got to make a town, you got to make it interesting, have stuff in it, and have conversations. That's probably a release of Sannio time.
Yeah. We do have an adventure scene planned that will be like a pirate town, more, dangerous than, not so much like a safe area for people to sort of chat with merchants or whatever. But it'll be more like a Tenebrous Harbor, I guess, kind of a situation for Mr. Ender.
Awesome. Let's see. They're saying Elysium Mines, and yeah, that's when I have them. That's where I have the bug for, is Elysium Mines. So I will try and get in there and find places where it is not meticulous
large crystals.
Yeah.
Only.
It's not across the board. It's the prefab form is fine. Let's see. Yes, Belladonna Rose also mentions that's another one that's going in for the horse that, again, it's not really an incomplete feature, but it's something that enough people want that I'm sure it feels like an incomplete feature, which is making a separate key that you can bind to dismount. I'm also going to try to get that in. I'll make sure I've got that on my very short list since we're talking about it here. Let me get that on there. And that is not a big one. I just have to work out some details, and I don't want to break the escape key being dismount key for everybody else is kind of the big problem I'm trying to deal with. So it may be one that ends up being a menu option to use a separate key for escape or alternate key for escape or something like that. But yes, I will get that in. I'm trying to get that in before. That's what I can do in the morning before Turkey Day. I do plan on patching, even though we're going to have a lot of people out. I will be patching little things, not any big stuff. Probably Monday or Tuesday we'll do our last take everything, what we call in lockdown patch, where we're just taking everything that everybody puts in and move it over, and then after that we'll probably go to one-off incremental patches that I'll be doing. But again, I'm staying home for the holidays, so expect a few patches at least. Got
a question from Shauna Paxler.
Okay, fire away.
On making the conversationalist, on fail I lose 10 of each wax and creosote is the double loss of fuel intended, by the way, 108 carpentry. So, Sean, I think you're thinking of the framed maps that use the wax and the creosote 10 each, because I just checked the conversation lists use corpse wax as a fuel. And I also checked, and yeah, they are burning both of them. The one is set to be the fuel, the other one is not. So I'll look into it, and I'll just remove one of them if it keeps burning both. And all the framed recipes will just change to have one fuel.
Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. Ehondas asks, now that we have mounts, will any NPCs be getting mounts or getting horses added to them? Perhaps new ones also.
Wow.
Now, is that, I wonder if he means like people riding horses? Because, yeah, that'd be amazing to
Like
have
a
people
guard on patrol?
riding horses around. Yeah, like, just we'll go into central Brittany or whatever, and there's, some of those guys walking around the paths are, on horses. That would be...
Can NPCs ride horses? Probably not.
Not currently, but, I mean, we have all the pieces to make it happen. We just have to put the pieces together. We don't need any new, art or animations or state type stuff. We should have it. I'll have to look to see if we are properly handling that for NPCs, or if that was something that was only works on characters. But it sure seems like it should be doable.
For me, it'd be nice if there was just something simple like how we can equip a special weapon on an NPC. Just drag it into that weapon slot. It'd be nice if there was like a mount slot and we could just drag the mount right in there. Just everything else magically worked. If you could just make it super simple for me, that's all I care about.
I have a good one. I have a good one here. I always try to answer a hardball one or two. But this one is Chaos Shadowstorm just asked, do you guys have a strict schedule for next year, or could we get a long month of more bug fixes and quality of life improvements? So first off, we probably will be, most of December will probably be more bug fixes. Again, we're going to sneak in a little content here and there, just like we did this release. Just because it makes sense, or it's stuff that was already started. But we could definitely use another month. And this month is so chaotic in terms of people being out for holidays, in addition to all the other chaos going on in the world right now. We're not really trying to schedule anything. And I think people saw how well it went last year when we tried to come up with a hard schedule of here's our goals. But again, I think our 2020 went about as well as most people's 2020s did. So we did get quite a few of the things on there, but we'll be continuing to peck items off that list for 2021 as we continue to move towards wrapping up episode 2. I'm not saying episode 2 wraps up in 2021 or anything like that. But we will definitely be spending the next month on bugs and quality of life improvements and kind of the same stuff we've done this time. Again, this release was, in addition to being that type of stuff, it was a very, very short release for us. So I think with a full month, a full 5-week type schedule, we'll get quite a few bugs and more visible things done to you or for you guys. January always ends up being a long release, so we'll have to talk over what we're going to try and get done for January. But just because we release early for November and December due to the holidays, we end up having a long release in January, which always we think we'll get twice as much done. We got a 6 or a 7 week release, and then everybody's gone for Christmas and New Year's, and people are hungover and whatever else is going on. So we usually don't get as much as we think done as we will. But we will be doing some scheduling for next year. I think we're going to be a little more realistic rather than optimistic. But we are going to probably do this type stuff. I've had more people comment on they want us doing this type of release than pushing feature stuff. Everybody's been saying how great it has been having actually time spent on fixing some of these old nagging bugs. So we're going to continue working on some of those things. Again, I think I mentioned on a few streams that my things, I want to get performance up, especially in group situations and especially in, just general what people do a lot of the time, which is I'm in a group of 8 or 10 people and we're all fighting and we all got a lot of buffs, and, they want to have that situation be a lot better. And I think we can get that up to pretty close to the performance level of where you guys are at if you turn off the UI. Once you turn off the UI, then there's a lot of that is just there's a lot of load in terms of graphics stuff going on. But turn off your UI. That's the performance bar I want to get us to at least. But we are over our time here. Let's see. Do we have any things to wrap up? We need to plug. Eileen Dragonfire sent me a thing.
I got a lot of events to go over that were
okay.
Put
That's
in the
probably
update
one
as
of them.
well.
I'll let you read your event list once you get through that. Oh, and I got to look
Okay.
up a song here to sing.
Well, we've got the community event Defectors and Curses, an RP storyline that actually was accompanied by an in-game event that was run by Arca EMP Strike. And if you're interested in getting involved with an RP story, though, on the forums, be sure to check out that link, and that's also up on the events page that is linked. We've got the Mad Splatter Tea Party, November 22nd at 3 p.m. Central. It's going to be in Lilybird's Cottage in Tea Garden on the south side of the Hall of Inquiry and Learning in Jade Valley. So if you're interested in attending that, here's some more information for you on that one. We also have the Island of Wonders Community Fishing Contest, or monthly fishing contest. And it's going to be all month long in the month of November, taking place in the Islands of Wonders. They've got a lot of prizes, such as Crowns of the Obsidian, a Troll Horde type loot, so be sure to check that out. Here's a link to that bad boy. All right, and also please go give Wolford a big thank you for posting a guide on the forums for basically doing some really squirrely stuff with our decoration. Yeah, it's really neat what he was able to do with that spiral staircase with wall dividers. So if you want to learn how to do that, well, he posted a guide for it, and there's even a video up there now.
I want to jump in on that because Elgarion did when that went up. The first thing he did was like, what do we think about this? Do we promote this or do we block it? But to me, that was kind of one of the things. I've seen some of the stuff they've done with it. And to me, I think my comment was actually, I said, that it kind of feels like this is, there's in-game for combat stuff that we're getting a lot of that stuff in, but we're not doing any in-game for deco people. And this kind of feels like in-game stuff for deco stuff. And when you can see stuff like that where they've done it, and generally they do cool stuff that looks visually neat, it really results in players more than saying, oh my god, they look at it and say, I want to learn how to do that. They want to understand how to do that because they've probably been decorating forever, but they haven't been able to do it. So for me, I told them that's, we aren't really promoting that type of stuff, but it does kind of feel like in-game for deco content, and it's not causing any exploits or any advantage other than visual stuff. So
there you go.
I will allow it, as Chaos Shadowstorm just said. So yes, we are allowing it, but anyways, just wanted to mention that. That's our in-game deco.
Cool. Yeah, it's like advanced
did we finish
decoration.
the prizes, by the way?
Oh yeah, we gotta do the thing. No, we gave away the one thing.
Yeah, but maybe we didn't read the other four. Maybe
the real black. Yeah,
I still got a few more events to go through though. One second.
Go ahead.
All right, so we got Friendsgiving 2020, guys, tonight, I believe, yes, and at 5 p.m. Central, so right after the stream, it's going to be taking place in Immortal City, I believe. Yep, and it's going to be on the Graceful Bard's Twitch stream. If you want more information about that, please visit this link. And of course, I've been wanting to post this. I'm going to keep posting this at least until I try it myself. I've had this up for almost a month, maybe a little bit longer. Soda Tales Episode 1. It's a new Lua concept somebody has made up. See here. Tristano Sforza has made this Soda Tales Episode 1. So if you want to do like a customized adventure like quest, be sure to check it out. And I've been meaning to do it, and I'm a little remiss. I should be doing this. And hopefully I try it out sometime in the next week or two and give you guys some feedback on it. Maybe we can show it off on stream one day. So community event, we got the Crafters Town shopping spree still going on all month long. If you want to go over there and do some shopping at Crafters Town, be sure to check it out. And Barron's Reach has an auction every Sunday. If you want to get in on the auction, there you go. And that's all I got.
That's it. Who has not? No, that's not it, because now you need to read the first 4 prizes there. We saw Real Black Axe won the, I think he's won the epic fall white birch tree, but you got to read those first 4.
Okay, so it looks like the wood duck decoration pet goes to Gwenllian. The bonnet top grandfather clock goes to Sean McGalbraith. The Sphinx bookend statues goes to Antichrom the Lost. And we got the ornate cornucopia from 2015 goes to Sean Silverfoot. Congratulations, all.
Awesome.
Perfect. Congratulations all.
Whoops, that's me, Echo. Whoop. Sorry, I'm going to do find the person to rate, or did you already find one?
Yeah, sure. All right, what do we got here? We got the Graceful Bard. We've got
playing, by
Iwako.
the way, so that looks good.
Yeah. We got Graceful Bard, Iwako, Korlag the Bard, Leader of Ultra One, Revenant 84, and Vesper Sorta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5,
Leader
6.
of Ultra One is Nick.
6 to pick from.
Eve Midnight.
All right, I will just do a roll 6. Those are all good people in there. Again, I'm going to try to be on Iwako's stream here sometime soon. I would, of course, do my usual raid of Graceful Bard, but I think I've raided her so many times now, I got to give other people a chance here. So we'll just do a random roll. Roll 6, which is a 3. Who is your 3?
3 is Korlag the Bard.
Korlag the Bard is the lucky winner tonight.
That's
All
with a
right.
C, all one word.
Okay, and would you guys prefer? We're gonna raid Korlag here, but would you prefer Billy Joel or Fastball? What do you think?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel too, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Billy Joel's been on my mind again. I think I mentioned this before. There's that The Boys show, and that's the main character, and that is always doing Billy Joel's song. Like he always has Billy Joel music listening, so it's been on my brain. So anyway, so we'll start the rating there. But I do owe a couple of songs here if I can find. Hold on, I'm gonna do. I'll find one here. I'll do one I know well. A bottle of white, a bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. We'll get a table near the street in our old familiar place. You and I, face to face. A bottle of red, a bottle of white. It all depends upon your appetite. I choked. I'm already looking forward because I hate this part of the song. I'm going to jump to the better parts. Things are okay with me these days. Got a good job, got a good office, got a new wife, got a new life, and the family is fine. We lost touch long ago. You lost weight, I did not know you could ever look so nice after so much time. Do you remember those days hanging out at the Village Green? Engineer boots, leather jackets, and tight blue jeans. All right, we're rating now, guys. Thank you for tolerating that. Thank you, Marcus, for giving me the opportunity to sing there and torturing the audience out there. Thank you guys all for all the support. Go to wherever you want to. We're off to Korlag. Too slow.